So another exercise that I want to work on here is relax on a mat with Willie on leash. And the reason that this is so important is that he'll start to get to where he's in a nice relaxed state while he's on leash, which is really what we're looking for. He was really getting super excited as soon as he even saw the leash, would start, getting too excited, a little bit anxious even. And as soon as he's able to just stay perfect, 100% calm when he's got his leash on, it'll really be a huge asset for you. So one other thing I noticed, we were actually worked on relax on a mat, just isolated without him on a leash, and he was having a difficult time just resting his chin down. He'd go into a down here, which is great. It's almost perfect, but the last step is for him to rest his head down and really relax. So even here, there's like some sounds going on in the kitchen, so he's a little bit ginned up. So I'm going to give him a treat here for being able to stay in his DOWN perfect. Now we're resting our little head down a little bit. So this is the first exercise that I want to see you work on. It's just relax on a mat with the leash on. We've also worked on some desensitizing him with our little puppy Gisbert here, which is just our Pomeranian. We just have him sit and would approach, and then we would walk up and approach him, have him sit, and again, we would just kind of go back and forth, have Gisbert approach him approach Gisbert, while he was in the hands of my wife, and he did really great. So I think that once you've got some of these other things in place, then it's going to help him to calm down and really relax. So the other thing that we really want to work on with our guy here, Mr. Willie, is just some excellent loose leash walking skills, which is the other important thing that we've worked on here. And here you go, bud. Willie, sit. So you're so excited you don't even want treats, so that's fine. But I do encourage you to walk with some treats. Just helps him to be aware that something good is coming his way if he does the right thing. Good. So Willie checked back in with me, and so I'll give him a chance to have a treat here. You want a treat, bud? You did it. So what we're going to do now is he only gets treats. Good. Good boy. Good job, Willie. When he's on my right-hand side. And good job, Willie. Good boy. I just want to keep him here. So anytime that he gets out ahead of me, then what I'm going to do here, Willie, let's head back the opposite direction. Good boy. Again, out ahead. Good boy. Good boy, Willie. Give him some positive reinforcement for hanging out. Willie. Good boy, bud. Good boy, Willie. So he is actually doing much worse than he did yesterday, actually. But basically, it's just letting him know, good boy, Willie, that he doesn't get to go anywhere unless he's right. Good job, bud. Right by your side. I like to give him treats, give him an opportunity to have some treats. But really, now, Willie, sit. Also encourage you to, good job. Come on, Willie. Work on some sits with him as well, just to make sure that he's 100% in control. So here, he gets out ahead. We head back the opposite direction. And he just needs to get in the mode of just hanging out right by your side, and that's the only way that your walk goes. Really, most importantly, if he's hanging out here, if for whatever reason he does, good job, Willie, get one step ahead of you, and if you were to try to lunge up at your neighbor, she's got a dog, then, I mean, if worst case scenario, you need to pull him back. He'll already be, hanging out right by your side, so he's not going to be too far ahead. So right here, I don't like this. Willie. So we're going to head back this direction. And this is just after working on this a few days that he's getting used to hanging out right by your side where he needs to be. So ideally, you continue to work on having him sit when folks are approaching. Willie, sit. And then someone comes up, hey, would you like to pet my dog? Someone can pet your dog. Good job. Now we continue on our walk. Is really what an appropriate greeting should look like. But also, good job, bud. When he just gets in the mode of just hanging out by your side, and this is what an appropriate walk looks like, then that's going to be the most important key factor for you there. So if you'd like to utilize the word heel, I know you had talked about possibly just wanting him to heel. I create that just by making a default behavior where he just hangs out right by my side. He gets a click when he's hanging out by my side or right behind me. Then he gets his click, gets a treat. But if you'd like to put this on command, then what we can do is, good job, bud. So he's a little bit behind me right now. Willie, heel. Good job. So then getting him back here. Then we can even head back this opposite direction, even though he's doing good. Willie, heel. And then as soon as he hits that spot right by your side is when he gets the click and gets a treat. So he's doing perfect right now, but we'll turn around here. Willie, heel. Comes right to my side. And at that point, if there's any time, Willie, heel. So there he gets a little bit out ahead. You tell him to heel. If he gets a little behind, you want him right by your side, tell him to heel. Willie, heel. And also another thing that I encourage you to do is to always treat him from the same side. Just stick to one side for now. I've got him just solely on my right hand side. And really that should be nice in your apartment complex. If you're on the right hand side, someone will typically be passing on the left, and it'll make it to where you're a barrier between him and another person. So if he started to cross in front of you, I would just grab up on the leash and just hold him. If he just really goes to town and gets super excited all of a sudden, then you've really got to step on the action. So you'd have to pass in front of you, at which point you could just take a step back. Then he won't be able to get to another person. But with him being more calm on leash, and also just desensitizing him to dogs in general, and having him know what an appropriate walk looks like, these issues should be largely mitigated. So anyway, I would encourage you to continue to work on these exercises with Willie, and he's doing great. He actually did an excellent job with Mr. Gisbert. It's absolutely no problems. He was so calm. He really actually just lied down and would come up and lie down because he was so relaxed with the whole situation. So he's a really good boy. Just needs to know what's expected of him, and just to have the tools in his arsenal to stay calm in these little bit more excitable situations. So excellent job, Mr. Willie.